Hey guys, it's Meg. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about food. Now, I know that this is the hardest part for an eating disordered person at first because you don't want to gain weight. But here's why you need to eat. First of all, food has calories, and calories are energy, and you need energy to fuel your body. And I know that people think that they shouldn't be having as much and they should feel guilty if they broke their diet, and it's a good day if you only had a salad or a freaking lemon juice cleanse or whatever, or even nothing. But that's so messed up. We were made to have food. We need food to survive. And when we deprive ourselves of that, we're gonna feel like crap, and eventually your body, it starts eating itself. So you need food to survive. And I know that it's hard at first, or even for a really long time, for someone with an eating disorder to choose different foods, because I know we all have our safe foods. Basically, safe foods, they are foods that you're okay with eating because either they don't have a lot of calories, or you know what's in them, or there's not a lot of fat, or whatever you're scared of. It's good. So you tend to go towards those. But the problem with that is when you stick to safe foods, you don't have a variety in your diet. And there's foods that you really want and that you used to have and that you crave, but that you're denying yourself of. So you won't have, say, bread or butter, or heck, even cookies and cake and that kind of stuff, because you just feel terrible and you're terrified of it. But you need to conquer those things to get better. And if you don't conquer them, then you're never going to conquer your eating disorder. I'm sorry to say it, but saying that you're recovered and just drinking a crap ton of Ensures and a bunch of salads and stuff and saying, oh, I'm recovered, but still living your life in fear of food, it still has control over you, and I'm sorry, you're not recovered. And I know that might be controversial and that might piss a lot of people off, but I'm sorry, that's how I feel it is, and other people will agree with me. If you're still giving into the eating disorder, then it's still going to be there and you're not going to get rid of it. Now, it's easy to stick to safe foods, and I know that at first it's good for you guys to be eating, and I'm glad, keep at that. You need to eat to gain the weight back, because you need weight to survive and have your body function and to have your brain function. But eventually, once it comes down to it, you're going to have to challenge yourself to conquer these fear foods. And I know that it's not going to be easy at first, and it's going to be terrifying, and you're not going to want to do it. But there's some things that can help make it a lot easier. For instance, you can call on one of your friends or your family members or your boyfriend or whoever and ask them to eat with you. And that makes it a little bit easier, because then you're not doing it alone. And even if they don't have an eating disorder, at least there's somebody that's there for you through the anxiety and who is also doing the same challenge with you. Another thing that helps is to just go slowly and start with what you think would be the easiest to start with. Say if you're afraid of fats or something, you could try something safer, say peanut butter, and then move on to sour cream and cream cheese, and then eventually to butter, until you eventually conquer all of that. And it's sort of like a hierarchy of fears of sorts. I can promise you, eating is not going to make you fat at all. You need it. And you're not gonna gain a bunch of weight just from eating one slice of pizza. The way that it was explained for me that helped the most was when I was in 5th grade. I had a coach, and the way that he put it was well, you have this balance between exercising and eating that will determine your weight, but you have to be a little bit flexible, and you have to know that it's not oh, I ate 1 cheeseburger, I'm fat. That's not how it works. You don't have to put on a bunch of weight just from eating, and really you need it, and it's part of the equation. And without it, you're not going to be able to function, and you're not going to be able to survive. And yes, you do need to be careful with that, but as an eating disordered person, that's the last thing that you need to worry about, because you're sick and probably malnourished. Even if you're not, you still need to eat. And the only way that you're going to be able to function is if you have different nutrients put into your body. You're going to need carbohydrates, you're going to need fats, you're going to need proteins, you're going to need fruit, you're going to need vegetables, you're going to need all these different things so that your body is working optimally, and it hasn't been for a while. You need to reteach yourself how to eat, and it's not going to be easy. Your stomach's probably going to bloat for a while, and you're not going to feel very good, but in the long run, it is so much better because you get your life back. But just like stick through the uncomfortable parts and like just bear with it and know that even if your stomach is sticking out after one meal, that's not permanent. You didn't gain 5 pounds. Don't jump on the scale because it will be up, but that's because there's food in your stomach. That's not because you actually gained any of that weight. So don't worry about it. I promise you'll be okay and that you need it. So I know that food is scary, but I urge you, please challenge yourself. If it seems scary, try it. If you don't like it, at least you gave Ed the middle finger, and just hang in there and keep fighting this because you can and you will get better. So don't give up, okay?